Hey y'all, Austin here with the Beast Motel. Please check in, sit down, and as always, enjoy your stay. So I know I posted a video earlier, and I generally try not to do two videos in a day if possible, but unfortunately, we have as Texans would call it, an apocalyptic storm coming through here. If you don't know, a few years ago we had a storm come through and just knock out the power grid here in Texas. People without power for quite a few days, even down south further than where I am. I'm here in West Texas, and so even down like Houston area, their power grid was out and whatnot. So anytime it gets below about 28 degrees, people tend to freak out and overuse power and this and that. And so just in preparation for that, I'm hoping and I doubt I'll lose power, but just to be safe, I'd rather get this weekly update out there, if you will. So we're going to start off with how last week went with my week of reading. Be honest with you, I did pretty good, I think, in one book. The other book, not so much. So to start it off with, what am I reading? Told y'all I was gonna probably pick up Red Dragon. I did. I'll be honest with you. I'm about 46 pages into it. Not a whole lot. I just it's not clicking with me at the moment. That's nothing against the book. I'm only 46 pages into it. I had not been really in the mood to read it this week. So I'm not DNFing it. I'm hoping to pick up more this week and read more of it. I've been preoccupied with the other book. So that's as far as I've gotten into Red Dragon. I will say this one does start right off into it. You are thrust right into the case that Will Graham is on. So that is nice. I will say that has been nice so far. Again, not really too far into that book. The book that really has been keeping my attention all week is Gardens of the Moon, Malazan. I think last week when I did the update, I was at like 28%. I'm currently sitting at 51% the way through the book. I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect to be this far into the book so soon, with it only being about 2 weeks into the month. I'm really loving this. Everything is clicking with me. Whiskey Jack, I am starting to more and more enjoy the chapters with Tattersail and Perrin, I believe his name, and Toke the Younger, whatever his name is. I just, everything in this is, even I think it's cryptic, however you say it. It's clicking with me, and I don't know how else to put it. I'm loving this book. Every time I would start to pick Red Dragon up, I'd be like, you know what, man, I just want to read a little bit more Malazan, and then next thing I know, I read a chapter, which in this book is about 30 pages, if not, or 30 minutes, if not longer, of reading for me. There's been one that was an hour and something, which may not seem like a lot, but for me to sit there and read a chapter that long, it definitely is a little challenging versus some other books that I've read. But again, this is clicking with me. I don't know how else to put it. I'm loving every second of this. It's making me think that if I finish this before the 2 month mark, which I'd be honestly, I'd be highly surprised that I wouldn't. I'm going to have to make myself stop reading this for a few days so I can try to get further into Red Dragon. I'm worried also that I'm gonna forget something important. Again, I'm loving this book right now. I don't know how else to put it. Kind of surprised. Another book that I picked up just to kind of read as I lay in bed at night, is the next Walt Longmire novel, which is Serpent's Tooth. I'm about 19% way through it. I don't know. I reading a Walt Longmire before I go to bed, I don't know, it just helps relax me somehow. I'm not sure why that is the way it is. I just, again, that's just something that I enjoy doing. Is trying to read these before, as I lay on my couch or sit on my couch before I go lay in bed, and then I'll go lay in bed. Do apologize for shaking the desk, and then I'll sit down and read these chapter 20 minutes or so. But it just flies. I really enjoy, reading that as I'm trying to relax and go to bed. That's kind of what I read this last week. As far as what am I going to read this week coming up, going to keeping on with Malazan. gonna try to get further into Red Dragon. I really need to. This next weekend coming up, me and my wife are gonna be out of town on vacation for a few days, so I'm not sure how much reading I'm gonna get done. I'll be honest with you. I probably will post the weekly update on Friday versus Sunday, which only gives me about about 4 or 5 days to get some reading done versus my normal 7. So we'll see. I kind of want to set the goal for myself to be at 60% for Malazan, at least halfway done with Red Dragon, and halfway with Walt Longmire. Again, Walt Longmire, I just kind of, as I lay in bed and whatnot, I had been reading a little bit more Malazan as I lay in bed, which I told myself I wasn't going to do again. I can't get enough, which really makes me excited to continue with this series. Provided I finish Red Dragon this week, I'm not sure what I'll pick up next. I know before I talked about picking up Taggart by Louis L'Amour. I'm not sure if I will or not. I'm kind of getting an itching to pick up Lord of the Rings, specifically The Hobbit. That's just a book that I love to death. So if I get far enough into Red Dragon, if I finish Red Dragon this week or get far enough into it, I might pick up The Hobbit. Probably gonna hold myself off until I finish Red Dragon, and then I'll pick up The Hobbit. Again, kind of leaving my TBR open. So if I have a mood book, which I do, which is Longmire, and I want to read it, I can do that. Throw this in there. Go Ravens. It's bye week for us in the playoffs for NFL. But hey, you know what? We'll take it. Like I said, that's just kind of where we're at for the week. Hope y'all are having a good one. Just kind of channel update. We have picked up, I think it's like 2 or 3 followers, which I know may not seem like a big deal at all. But to be sitting at 21 people that actually care to listen to me ramble on about books and reading and whatnot, I do appreciate it. I've even had someone comment on my studio display, if you will, as far as kind of my layout for my Silver Shamrock mask. I do appreciate it. I really do. Love everything, like I said on here before, I love everything horror. I would eventually like to talk maybe about like one of my top 10 favorite horror movies of all times. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the month of October. For horror season, if you will. I generally try to watch at least 31 movies in the month of October, but I want to get some horror books in there as well. I might do that in September. I'm not sure. Still, I'm trying to plan that far out in advance right now and just get that taken care of. But again, like I said, that's just kind of the channel update. We are doing really good. I appreciate every single one of you that watch these videos. I know you may not necessarily lose sleep over how many reviews and all of that. In all honesty, this channel it's not for me. I mean, it's to hold me accountable for reading if I say I'm gonna read this book, but this is a channel for whoever subscribes to it. I mean, in all honesty, that's what this channel is about, is just kind of conversing about anything, whether it be books, horror, movies in general, anything, sports. So again, as always, I do appreciate every single one of you that has stopped by to see this weekly update. Until then, I will see y'all on the next weekly update. So we have no more vacancies here at the Beats Motel. It is time to check out. Thank y'all.